Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a trophy guide and roadmap for Detroit Become Human. This is the narrative consequence adventure game from Quantic Dream that came out a couple of years ago now on the PlayStation Store. It's been free on PlayStation Plus once before. It's free again now. It's part of the PlayStation Plus collection of games on the PS5. Really solid game. In this trophy guide and roadmap, we'll be looking at what is required to get the Platinum Trophy in this game without spoiling any of the narrative components for you, so you're not going to ruin any of the game. Let's dive in and take a look at it. Hey guys, if you're a new viewer of the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. I make new videos like this every single day on the channel looking at the latest trophy and PlayStation news. Today we have a trophy guide and roadmap for Detroit Become Human. This is one of the free games and part of the PlayStation Plus collection of games. I'm actually doing a trophy guide and roadmap for every single one of the games included in that collection. So if you're after anything specific, I'm sure I've covered it on the channel. Detroit Become Human is a third-person, narrative-driven choice consequence game. You play as androids. It's set in the near future where androids are a normal part of society and life, and you play as 3 different androids on various quests and adventures. Everything is choice based, so if you do something, it will have an impact and a consequence, and that does create a challenge when you're trying to platinum a game like this because there are so many branching narratives and storylines. On saying that though, it's not actually a very difficult platinum. It's only about a 2 out of 10 difficulty because the game isn't actually very hard. It's just kind of time consuming, and you do have to be very strategic about how you play it to maximize your time with the plan. It's probably going to take you about 30 hours if you kind of do maximize it, but probably more likely 40 to 50 hours if you just play it naturally yourself. There are no online trophies, but there are a number of missable trophies. Again, because there are so many options in this game, there are going to be things that are missable. There are no difficulty-based trophies, and the game is going to require multiple playthroughs. It's just the way it has to be, unfortunately, because there's so many choices. There is a chapter select feature in the game, so you can go back to previous chapters and unlock missed trophies that way too. Trophy breakdown is kind of pointless for this game. There's 46 trophies associated with the story and 2 for collectibles. They're all for doing different things in the campaign. The game is basically all story and not as much gameplay, so there's not a huge amount of stuff you can do beyond narrative-based trophies, essentially. First things first, just play through this game without a guide. Play through it and enjoy it, and just experience your own ending for the game. It's such a unique way of telling a story and playing a video game that I really do suggest doing that, because you're just going to have such a better time with it if you do it that way. This will add additional time, obviously, to your playthrough. It's just the best way to play this game. Trust me, you're not going to regret it. This is where it gets difficult because we're talking about narrative-based stuff here, so I'm going to keep it as top line as possible in terms of not trying to spoil stuff. But for your next playthrough after your base one, play through the game making good decisions. This is any choice that you think is a morally good choice. Saving people, not killing people, etc. The goal for this playthrough is to have all of your characters survive the entirety of the game. You can also work on collectibles during this playthrough, collecting any magazines that you come across along the way. Do the inverse of this in your next playthrough, which is playing through the game making just bad decisions. That's killing people, fighting enemies, doing anything that's destructive or bad any chance you get. A part of this would be repeatedly killing one of your main characters, Connor, every opportunity you get, and that will unlock a trophy, because that's a specific trophy on its own as well. Once you've done that, that's 2 very separate playthroughs, completing the game on being bad and completing the game being good. Once you've done that, that narrows out a large portion of the trophies in this game. You'll want to go back and use the chapter select function to get any of the trophies that you might have missed in those previous playthroughs. What you want to do here is look at where the narrative branches, and you want to choose the alternate option to the choice that you previously chose. Maybe you chose to climb a ladder in one playthrough. If you get to that choice again, choose not to climb the ladder, basically, to branch out the additional options. Normally, when there's a significant story-related choice, where there's a choice and consequence, there is a trophy associated with choosing both options. You'll also be able to take this time to go back through these specific levels and get the magazines that you missed on particular chapters. There are a number of rewards in the game that you can unlock with points that you accumulate through the game for unlocking story paths. You want to go into the rewards section and just buy up everything in the extras menu here, which will also unlock a trophy once you've done that. If you've played through the game numerous times and done all the different branching paths, you'll have tons of points here, so you won't have to worry too much about it, and you should be able to just purchase up everything that's available to you. And that's really all there is to it. I know this is a weird one in terms of a guide because I'm really skirting around specific story elements here. I'm trying to keep it as top line as possible, so you kind of know what's required without actually ruining it for you. This game is really one that you need to play yourself and experience yourself. I know it might not seem like it on the surface, but when you actually get into it and play it, you're going to have such a good time with it. Hence why I'm kind of being a bit cagey about specific details. In the guide, I only spoke about one specific trophy. In terms of notable trophies, I don't think there's anything else worth mentioning here. I think everything's kind of covered. And if I go into any actual specifics about trophies, I think it's going to spoil things for people. So I'm going going to keep it as top line as possible and leave it there. If you do have any additional tips and tricks for this game, let me know in the comment section down below. Be curious to get your thoughts. Make sure if you do leave comments about this game, keep it spoiler free so that people don't have their game ruined by people leaving spoilers in the comments. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. If it was, don't forget to give a thumbs up for it, and check out some of the other videos for the PlayStation Plus collection up on the channel at the moment as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye!